Good evening, and thanks for being here. I'm Ken Stapleton with the University Park Alliance. And with me this evening are some great partners from the city. Mark Moore, Jim Ashley, Jeremy Rowan. Beth Hausman is also with University Park Alliance and my team. And Jeff Venbro is with us from the Center for Nonprofit Excellence. And we're here tonight to kind of do a little bit of dreaming and do a little bit of thinking and reacting to some ideas about how we improve parks and recreation throughout the University Park neighborhood. Let me take just a minute to tell you a little bit about, you know who the city is and kind of what they do. You may or may not have heard about the Center for Nonprofit Excellence, which is helping us to facilitate the discussion this evening. The University Park Alliance is a comprehensive neighborhood revitalization program that's run out of the University of Akron in partnership with the city and SUMA Health System and about a dozen other partners at this point. And we are funded by and have great support from the John S. and James L. Knight Foundation. And this is one of our initiatives. We deal with biking, we deal with housing, we deal with commercial development. We even deal with after-school programs here at Mason Elementary and at Leggett Elementary. But tonight, we're here to listen to you and to focus on parks and recreation throughout University Park. And just so you know, University Park to us is bounded on the south by the freeway, on the north by the valley, on the east by Arlington Street, and on the west by downtown. So we're going to take you through a discussion tonight. And we want to accomplish several things. We want to hear your ideas about the parks that exist, what the possibilities are, what the concerns are, what we still need to have in University Park as a community to have a great system for parks and recreation. We have a couple of ideas around both Boss Park, and if you know Boss Park, it's over by Leggett Elementary School, and it's kind of a mess right now. But the truth is that what's south of the old Boss Park is going to be part of the new Boss Park, and so there's a great opportunity there. And Mark and Jim Ashley and Jeremy will kind of talk to you about some preliminary ideas about that. We also want to talk to you about some preliminary ideas and concepts for how we might improve things around here at Mason. But we don't want to limit it to those two. We want to hear your ideas for Grace Park, more ideas, Ethel, about Grace Park, and Jewett Park, and Adams Street Park, and even what's not there in terms of the physical facilities, but also what kind of programming do we need that we don't have, either for the youth, or seniors, or just adults. What can we be doing in terms of improving this neighborhood at parks and at recreation centers all the way around? So we're going to take you through a process, get your reactions and your suggestions, and we'll do it in a facilitated way, and there'll be some breakout sessions and some other things. Jeff will talk about that a little bit later. The bottom line here that I want you to understand is that because of the generosity of the Knight Foundation, the University Park Alliance is able to put in $250,000 into improvements in this neighborhood over probably the next year or so for parks and recreation. The city also has some funding that it looks like they're going to have available based on the stimulus package and some other pockets of money that have been out there for a while. So we're ready to make some significant investments. We're looking for your input. We've got a series of meetings set up, and later in September, you can see on the little card, we'll actually come back to you and to others and say, okay, here's what we think we ought to do. Here's the kinds of improvements we think we ought to make, both in the short term and the long term. And that's kind of the way we're going at this. Mark, did you want to share some additional ideas from the city's perspective? Some additional thoughts?
We're happy to be a part of this planning process. We've made substantial investments, as you can see in this building here with New Mason Community Learning Center, and also with the new Community Learning Center we're building down at Leggett. If you haven't been by Leggett, go down there. I was just telling Ethel how nice that building is coming out, so please take a look down there. But no, we appreciate the input. As Ken said, we're looking for ideas for these parcels. So can I make one suggestion? I think last time, you maybe got ahead of the game here, we go around and everybody introduce themselves again? Because that's always fun to know. Some faces we've seen before from the last meeting, but there's some new faces and maybe some new interests.
I think it's a great idea. Does everybody just kind of say who they are and if they're a resident of the neighborhood or a business owner or whatever?
I am Dan Jones. I'm the director contractors, say yes to tenants, say no to drugs, and get programs here in the Raleigh area for a long term.
Hi, I'm Shyam. I'm Vice President of Akron Cricket Club. I'm studying in University of Akron.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Schreiber, and I'm a resident.
Dave Nelson. Most of you know me from City Hall, but I'm a community activist and I live in the neighborhood.
Andrea Williams, I'm with Links Community Family and Services, and also I have my own business of 20 years, Williams Painting and Lawn Service. We do renovations, general contracting work. We've been doing that quite some time.
My name is Yolanda Parker. I'm Executive Director of Bliss Community Family Services for the community.
My name is Teresa Holden, and my husband and I have a small business on Grant Street, and I'm not sure what this is all about, so I thought I'd come and see.
I'm Ethel Chambers. I'm a resident in the Purple Street area.
I'm Gladys Gibson, and I'm a resident on Kern Avenue.
I'm Mark Moore from the City of Akron Department of Planning and Urban Development.
Jim Ashley, City of Akron. Jeremy Rowland, City of Akron Economic Development.
You guys have to go to
At Towson University Park Alliance.
I'm Jeff Becker with the Center for Nonprofit Excellence downtown.
All right. So what we're going to do first is kind of talk a little bit about what's already here in the neighborhood, what our existing conditions are, what's in each of the parks, and the city staff has done a great job of kind of documenting all that and done a little bit of an analysis that kind of says to us in terms of kind of some national and some state standards what we have, where we're sitting pretty well in terms of the physical facilities and where there might be some needs for some additional things. So Jim or Mark, did you want to walk us through our existing conditions work and kind of let everybody know where we are? Okay. Yeah, I'd say stand up so they can hear you.
We're going to try to turn it off.
You just did one of the right here.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Jim Ashley. I'm with the City of Akron Planning Department, and the information here is also in your packet. So really, I'm just going to briefly go over this, and you can look at the packet. I'll be here all evening. If you have any questions during your breakout session discussions, you can talk with me or talk with me after. Here I can give you my business card. This first slide just shows the service area and the level of service. It's based on the population of this service area, which is around 15,000, and then it gives the existing acreage of each type of park that's in here, the community parks, neighborhood parks, community park open space. You can see community park would be basic, and then it breaks it down to each one. And as you move over to the side, it just gives the recommended standard that was been used in documentation of other communities that have done studies. And then if we have a surplus or deficit, and that's how that's broken down. This only includes city parks. It doesn't include all the services the University of Akron has and other private facilities. So you can look through this, and then it gives a definition of what we look at for each type of park and how it's classified.